It's night one of the U.S. Olympic women's gymnastics trials, and the greatest gymnast of all time, and in the conversation for the greatest athlete in any sport today, 24-year-old Simone Biles. 4 gold medals at the Rio Olympics, appears poised for a similar haul in Tokyo, where the games open 4 weeks from today. The spotlight this weekend is again on Biles, but a lot of the drama expected to center on which other athletes will join her on Team USA. We'll see Simone on the uneven bars in just a moment, but first, Suni Lee. And for the call, we send it over to Terry Gannon with a pair of Olympic champions, Tim Daggett and Nasty Luka.
Mike, been great watching you on the swimming. Great to have you here in St. Louis with us. Not a bad way to start, guys, with one of the greatest athletes of all time you mentioned. And we go over to another one that is in the mix this time around, and she's young, just 18 years of age, from St. Paul, Minnesota. Suni Lee, recently the U.S. all-around silver medalist.
And let's just have everybody for a second just sit down, because this bar routine is just absolutely spectacular.
And it is one element after another. All of the skills, she's going to try to connect them together. Hardest bar routine, I believe, being done in the world today. This is tricky right here.
Wow.
Got it.
So far, so good.
That was her toughest combination. She's got another big one coming up here. And then right back up again. Oh, she's... That was fabulous.
And how great is it to have a lot of people and the noise in an arena again?
Oh, they're feeding off of this, and it makes it feel all that more real.
So the first rotation of 4 underway here in St. Louis, and it does all come down to this weekend, trying to make that Olympic team. And what an effort from Suni Lee to get us underway.
And just look at that, just the body position completely open, but also the height, and then the connection down to the low bar, right back up to the high bar, and another release. So not only are these skills so difficult on their own, but because she connects them back to back, makes it even harder.
And then she does a whole nother one right here. Beautiful pike front somersault, down to the low again, and then right back up. This is spectacular state-of-the-art gymnastics from Suni Lee.
And this is really the event that she needed to hit, and especially starting on this event, a little bit nerve-wracking for different ways than possibly Simone, but beautiful dismount as well. Double back with a full twist, and look at her just spot the ground.
I'll tell you what,
she smiled before she landed.
She does this in a month. That is absolutely going to win a medal at the Olympic Games. That routine right there, and it could be gold.
Well, the development, all that she has been through, and we'll talk about it throughout the night, and away from sports and everyone dealing with that throughout the pandemic. Training certainly broken up, and you go back, and it's step by step. About a month ago, you watch and said, okay, all right, she's right there, but now she's gotten better and better. A statement at the U.S. Championships a few weeks ago in Fort Worth, and now here to open up at the Olympic trials.
That's going to be the highest score we're going to see tonight. I can't envision anybody.
Even with Simone Biles.
Even with Simone, yes.
Just to give you a little indication, when you see the scores, green excellent, yellow is safe, red below average, and all of that will be based on recent major international meets. And how they compare. So we wait for that number, and Simone Biles waits for that number to go up on the board. Cannot compete moving on until that number goes up. The 24-year-old from Spring, Texas. It's not often you get a chance to watch someone who you know is the best in the world at something, and the best of all time. 15.3 for that number. All right, guys, here is Simone Biles. She's great at everything, but this is her least favorite event.
It is her least favorite, and that is exactly what she has told us. But let's just be honest. Even it being her least favorite, possibly her least best, she is still one of the best in the world on this event right here.
Yeah, she could make an Olympic final. Absolutely. This is tricky. Has caused her some problems, but just like always, when it matters, it's nothing but money from Simone. Just a handful of gymnasts capable of doing this dismount. Double back with 2 twists. Hello.
Not bad for your worst event, right?
Exactly.
And it's only going to get even more impressive throughout the night.
Yeah, it's like, there's no doubt. I mean, there have been a lot of great athletes in a lot of different sports, but she really has no peers. Nobody is on her same level.
That's not an argument.
No, but it's true, you know. I mean, some of the greats, obviously, Michael Jordan, he had other great players playing with him that she's just unreal.
She's in a league of her own. She truly is.
Think of the motivation it takes then to excel, to take it a step farther when no one's pushing you.
Well, and that has to be self-motivation, right? To be better than you ever were when you were already the best. 2 flips, 2 twists.
Yeah, she said she's been competing against herself for as long as she can remember, and she's right.
So we saw a high score for Suni Lee on uneven bars. We'll see what the number is for Simone Biles as we are underway here in St. Louis. Once again, Terry Gannon along with the Olympic champs Nastia Liukin and Tim Daggett. Is that a good enough start for you guys? Is that okay
that
for
was
the Olympic
fun.
trials?
Yes,
Not
absolutely.
a bad way to start. So the first of 2 nights, and they're trying to make the Olympic team to go to Tokyo. And here's how it breaks down. You have 4 spots for that team. They'll compete as a team for the gold medal. The top 2 spots here after 2 nights of competition, they're locks to make the team. After that, it's a selection committee, 3-person selection committee. Jade Carey has locked up an individual spot already. We'll talk more about that. And then 1 more individual spot left to be earned. But let's start with the obvious, Nastia, and talk about Simone Biles. She's going to be in Tokyo. We know that. She's a lock. What is she trying to get out of this weekend?
You know, I think, to be completely honest, it's just putting a check by this weekend because she has done things all year long leading up to these Olympic trials that she has never done when she was even the best in the world at the Olympic Games in Rio. And now, 5 years later, she is better, faster, stronger, everything, where she won 4 Olympic gold medals.
14.6, so it's not. You're right, Tim. It's not as high as Suni Lee. That'll be the highest all night on uneven bars. After you talk Simone and that lock, certainly most likely the top spot. After that.
Yeah, it's Suni Lee and Jordan Childs. They are at the next level. But then the next 6 gymnasts after that are all about a half a point away in 2 competitions. So it's going to be really, really tight, really exciting.
Got a number of names who could grab those extra spots. And once again, you got the 4 team spots, the top 2 here through 2 nights. They'll be locks. But then Jade Carey has wrapped up an individual spot already via the World Cup apparatus series. So she still could grab one of the top 2 locked spots and make the team. More to talk about there than another individual spot. Should be a great 2 nights of competition here, Mike Tirico.
It is, Terry, and to help us sort it out, get a little sense of what the competitors are going through, somebody who's been there and done it. Member of the 2016 Final 5 gold medal team in Rio, also silver on the beam, Lori Hernandez joining us for our coverage, and she'll be with us over in Tokyo as well. Okay, this is the first time for me. I've never been this close, and this was a wow to watch what we just saw here with Simone and with Suni Lee. What are they feeling? What kind of pressure do you feel at trials at this point?
Yeah, there's a lot of jitters, a lot of pressure. It's mental, it's physical, it affects everything. I remember in 2016, like, making little mistakes here and there, going out of bounds, just because I was in my head. So there's a lot of curiosity for what these girls are going to do.
There's also a lot of emotion, a lot of connection. I watched the beginning of this first rotation with you here, and you were cheering on some of the competitors. You couldn't help it. Do you feel more nerves on Friday or Sunday, day 2 of the women trying to qualify to make Team USA?
Personally, I feel more nervous on day 2 because that's when they decide who makes the team, and that's why this meet can sometimes be more nerve-wracking than the Olympics because you just want to get there, you know. So it's definitely, you're gonna feel it. It's gonna be secondhand nerves. nerves.
Well, we can feel it here. We're glad you're with us for this, and of course in Tokyo as well. After the first rotation, Suni Lee, the 18-year-old from St. Paul, Minnesota, with the lead. Simone Biles in 6th, but still much more to come for her. The top 2 of the all-around, as Terry's been telling you, after tonight, Sunday, automatically on Team USA. Will we see any breakout performances over the last couple weeks, like we've seen at the swimming and track and field trials? Here are the gymnastics trials in St. Louis.
So an exciting start as athletes try to join those who have been to the Olympics to compete. And Grace Mccallum, the 18-year-old from Minnesota, with the second rotation underway. Grace, part of the 2018-2019 World Team gold medal winning sides for the U.S. underway on beam.
Very tricky. These are called wolf turns. Very calm. That's a great sign right there, because if you're going to see nerves, you would see a little bit on that as well.
Really just right off the bat. A lot of times those extra jitters and nerves, as soon as you get on that balance beam, all of a sudden it feels even more narrow than just 4 inches.
Oh, boy.
Good fight right there.
Just got to put it to her feet. Nice dismount.
And that was good. You know, she's obviously capable of doing a little bit better. Had that wobble earlier on in the routine, but this is kind of the Grace that we are used to seeing. She is just so calm, so confident, she's such a good team player. To be able to have somebody on your team like that, it has that confidence, and despite having a mistake like she just did right here. So take a look, a side aerial into a back layout.
Wow, and look at how far to the side. That's an amazing save, right?
It really is, because a lot of times it's so easy to just jump off the balance beam.
Saw some wows in the crowd right behind you. They said the same thing you did. So we'll get her score in a moment. Send it over now to Andrea Joyce.
Hey, Terry, it really does seem like Suni Lee is one of those athletes who is really peaking at the right time. We saw her in that first rotation, and she gives a lot of credit for that to her family, especially to her dad, John, who she calls her best friend. And once again, the Lee clan is in the crowd. They're in the house. They are here to support her, and they made the 8-hour drive from Minnesota yesterday. Now, you may recall a couple of days before the 2019 Nationals, a fall from a ladder left John paralyzed and unable to travel. He has seen some improvement, and 3 weeks ago, John was able to go to Fort Worth to see his daughter compete for the first time in 3 years. Suni told me he had an amazing calming effect on her. And here in St. Louis, John's presence is more important than ever before. Suni says she's definitely feeling more pressure at trials. She was eager for the jolt of energy from her dad's pep talks, and I talked to John earlier today. He told me that his message to Suni this afternoon was simple. We know you can do it. This is your time to shine. And boy, we saw that and then some, Terry.
He's been such a big part of her career. And, you know, a couple of years ago when she did win that silver medal at the U.S. Championship, she thought about not going, and he talked her into going, and she said, he always just tells me, go out there, smile, enjoy this, have fun, and it's such a big help. And all our best to him on his road to recovery, too. So what a start for Suni Lee on those uneven bars. Absolutely sensational, and perhaps best in the world. Best of tonight. On balance beam, 8.166, that old school perfect 10, part of the execution at least. Now 13.866, guys.
Yeah, and it's a good score, but she actually went 14-2 both nights at the U.S. Championships.
Bronze medal there on that event. All right, over to Leanne Wong, the 17-year-old from Overland Park, Kansas, who has really emerged 5th at the U.S. Championships in the all-around.
That was
a little short on that handstand, but was able to still connect that skill back up to the high bar. And you see her bend her knees there, so really just a little bit off from that first skill. That's what makes this event particularly so difficult, because every single skill is back to back. Just the dismount here. Gorgeous.
a great recovery, but two very visible errors. That full pirouette to start it off did not land in the handstand, at least 3/10 off, and then I don't know, did it look to you like she was going to clip her feet when she tucked up on that release?
Yeah, absolutely. I think she was a little bit far.
So we'll get the number for the recent high school graduate in a moment. Over to Emma Malibuyo, an 18-year-old from California, and another gymnast who has definitely emerged and has a serious chance to make the Olympic team. 4th at the U.S. National Championships in the all-around just a few weeks ago. Mccusker watching closely.
All-around world champion, one of the greatest for Team USA.
You guys, you know that athletes know where they position their position coming in after the U.S. Championships, and whether or not your name is seriously in the mix for at least, even if you go top 3 from the U.S. national, that 4th spot.
Well, and anything can happen, and that's exactly what the selection committee is going to be watching tonight and on Sunday when the team is named. It's all about consistency.
This event is potentially a huge one for her. Scored a 14.6 day 2, and it all starts right here. Very challenging. Arabian front. Oh, that's heartbreaking. Got to get her mind straight here, because another big challenge. Oh boy. Kind of put her feet out in front of herself.
Almost as if she landed on her heels a little bit first.
You have a fall, and it is a full point deduction. Combination tumbling dismount here. 2 back handsprings, double pike.
Oh, and that's just unfortunate. She is so great on this event. Normally so just calm and confident.
So this is a very difficult element. Arabian, so you do a half turn, then a front flip. It's 4 inches she's got to connect with, and you saw that right foot just barely on and the heel completely off. Too bad.
Dealt with so many injuries in the past when she was on the verge of maybe stepping up to the top level, and finally has, but then now it's going to have to deal with that. We'll get the number there in a moment. Leanne Wong, 13.666 on uneven bars. Remember, it was above 15 for Suni Lee to open up there. Kayla DiCello getting set over on being part of this second rotation. Take you back to that opening rotation, her effort on uneven bars.
Has the ability to be just stunning on this event. A lot of releases, but also just great lines. Watch the flight right here.
You know, once again, the judges are really looking for those handstands, and she does not hold back, especially when you are nervous. Sometimes you like to be a little bit timid.
She was actually supposed to connect that right away, not do that toe shoot to a handstand. Cost her a couple of tenths. But it was a good start for her.
A 17-year-old who had a strong showing at the U.S. Classic and then to the national championships and was, well, she couldn't repeat it and knew she had ground to make up coming in here. So uneven bars, you see the number 13.966, and now a live look as she gets ready on beam.
And boy, she had just a really uncharacteristic mistake at the U.S. Championships. She does a back dive to a handstand, and she went completely over, jumped down off the beam. She said, I've never done that before in practice in my life.
And I'm pretty sure I said that when we were watching it. It was almost as if she was completely shocked, which she was.
Boy.
That execution of 6.8 is just going to be tough to be able to move on from that.
6.8 out of 10.
Well, here's where she had that problem. She'll dive backwards, land upside down. Perfect.
Love to see the looks of the people just on that opening.
You see so many athletes do this combination right here just because of what it is valued. So obviously very difficult to do, but gain a lot of bonus there.
I told Kelly Hill that I was very surprised with the way she looked at Nationals 3 falls. She said, me too. Her coach, Kelly Hill, and has been since the very beginning, since a parent-child program at Hill's Gymnastics.
But you know, that's what those few weeks in between the national championships and trials, it's so important to be able to go back and mentally reset, work on the things that you had issues on, but move on and come to the Olympic trials hopefully better than you were the last time. And there you go.
Great job. Oh my God.
How's that one feel? Feel better? Yeah. Good job, Sid. Good job.
So the mount diving backwards, perfect, right to the handstand.
And here's that dismount. So she tumbles across the beam, 2 back handsprings into a double backflip. So looking for her chest up and her shoulders up on the landing, a little bit low there.
Yeah, she gets the stick, but chest is definitely down. That'll be probably 3/10 of a point.
In real time, it didn't quite look as low, but of course in the slow motion it does. But the judges obviously saw that.
Got the congratulations, not only from our own coach, but Laurent Landy a fist bump too, and other coaches coming over to say, job well done. So we'll get the number in a moment. Coming up next on Balance Beam, Jordan Childs, the 20-year-old from Vancouver, Washington, has moved down to Spring, Texas to train with Simone Biles. Earlier tonight, she got things started on uneven bars.
Does a lot of releases in this routine. And remember, I said that in warm-up she was having a really hard time connecting this element right here. A little bit over-rotated on it, but handled it very well.
You know, and sometimes that's what the warm-up is all about, getting out those mistakes early on. There you go, Jordan.
Bronze medalist at the national championships in the all-around. So the number 14.3 for uneven bars as she gets set for balance beam now. And for Kayla DiCello, what do you think? 13.766.
Good number, absolutely.
We're improving. We love it.
You guys thought the judges were a little bit harsh on night one for the men. So far, you seem to be in agreement.
Yeah, they're doing what they did at the national championships, basically.
And here is Jordan Childs.
Big combination right here. She only does one. A lot of times she'll do 2 layout step outs in a row. So when we say that they took something out or only does one, what that does is it lowers the maximum score that they can get.
Coach Seal said after she came back from quarantine, the gym was obviously closed. She said there was just some kind of switch in her, and she basically said, I have a year left. I don't want to have any regrets. I'm going to do everything I possibly can. And that's exactly what she has done. She has really looked like a different gymnast all year long.
Big dismount here, full twisting double. Only a handful in the world do this. Very challenging.
Guys, all season long, every time we've seen her, she has just been outstanding. Comes in with so much momentum and confidence.
Okay.
So we'll get the numbers. We continue for Jordan Childs, and it should be a good one after that effort on balance beam. Still to come, the effort from the greatest of all time. So Simone Biles and the best that America has to offer here. The Olympic team trials continue from St. Louis in a moment. Another look as we take you to break at that dismount from Jordan Childs. We can all do this, right?
Oh, yeah.
Well, you can.
Off the charts. Fantastic.
Love the visuals for that promo, as a matter of fact. About 20,000 people inside the dome tonight watching Jordan Childs. 14.233 for beam. In agreement?
Absolutely.
I don't know why the lights were like flickering.
Yeah, because it was baby shark and then
Yeah, I was on the beam. I was like,
I wasn't going to interrupt. I had to listen in. All right, Riley Mccusker, the 19-year-old from New Jersey who's in Phoenix now, training alongside Jade Carey and Jade Carey's dad, Brian, who is their coach. And when you think about that extra spot at the Olympics, this is a name that comes up.
It absolutely does. Because of this event right here, she had a phenomenal day 2 bars at the U.S. Championships, scored a 15.1. Has to make those connections.
You know, some might think that it's a little easier focusing on one event, but the amount of pressure that you feel when you are only competing one event is just so much greater.
Oh, boy.
Oh, there you go.
That was aggressive right there. I didn't think she was going to go. She looked a little off. She does have an injured foot. Told me she landed this in warm-ups, and she does it again.
Loves her situation, is so happy now in Phoenix and training with Brian Carey, and her and Jade Carey have become so close as competitors.
Has a beautiful routine. Just great combination. This, I didn't think she was going to go for that. Sometimes she doesn't, but she gets those extra points because she puts all of them together.
Here's that dismount. So from an invert position, she does a double front with a half turn. Beautiful form. And spots the ground right there.
And this is a change that they made when they went to Arizona. And Brian, she did a different dismount that always was a little sketchy. It was a very
Really
good change.
with that.
Yeah.
So she waits for the number, and you think about that individual spot. She is definitely in the mix, but so is Michaela Skinner, the 24-year-old from Arizona, who is a star at the University of Utah, now back to the elite level and on vault. This is what she did earlier.
Super powerful athlete. Oh, wow.
And, you know, I think each competition this season, she has just gotten stronger and better and more confident.
That was phenomenal. We saw Jade Carey do that vault earlier. It was spectacular, and wow.
Yeah, the number naturally higher on vault, but that was high.
Yeah.
That's a good number. So Simone Biles waits. Balance beam will be next. Parents watching. You got the gym in Texas now, and so many athletes representing that gym. Ron and Nelly has started that, and it's been an important part of her journey now in the comeback after the Rio Olympics. Taking a year off, stepping away, deciding to come back, and not being satisfied with what she did in Rio, but taking it to the next level. The difficulty that she has added, incredible since then.
And speaking of difficulty, we saw her do in training a full balance beam routine, and her move that bears her name, the dismount, double twisting, double somersault. There was a lot of controversy over this. The FIG, which is the governing body of sport, basically devalued that skill. It didn't get the correct value. Simone did it to get it named after her. Didn't know if we'd ever see it again, though.
Mccusker, 14.8, the number for uneven bars.
And that one's a little lower than I thought it was going to be. Yeah.
But Tim, to your point, I actually got a chance to talk to her coach Cecile right before the competition started, and she said that she will be doing that dismount right here if all goes according to plan throughout the entire routine at first.
Yeah, so remember, we just saw Jordan Childs do a full twisting double, you know, which, like I said, handful of people do that dismount in the world. Simone Biles adds another full twist, and because she adds another full twist, she's not able to grab her legs to increase rotation.
She's going to start her routine like a lot of the other gymnasts have with this wolf turn. Oh, it's a little off there.
And a little off on that, but she was able to make it work.
Big combination right here, 3 elements in a row.
So she's had a bit of a challenge, and many athletes would think, you know what, I'm just going to do the easy dismount, but this is Simone Biles. I think she's going for it.
Here it is. Oh, wow. Greatest of all time.
Oh my gosh. That was fantastic.
You cannot fall.
Yeah.
You don't fall there, you will never fall.
That was a great line. He just said, if you don't fall there on that wolf turn, the spin, you'll never fall. And it was an amazing save.
But of course, somebody like Simone, she is such a perfectionist. You know she's thinking about that first turn.
Right.
Yeah, she definitely was not happy with this right afterwards. 3 times around, and it really is tricky. She kind of loses the balance on that turning leg.
But by the way, because she is so strong, she was able to pretty much recover as if it was no big deal. Look at this, 2 back handsprings, 2 flips, 2 twists. I mean, not many athletes can even do this on the floor exercise, and she is doing it as a dismount on the balance beam at the very end of her routine.
So look at this right here. She doesn't grab her legs. She keeps them away from her body. Other gymnasts are grabbing on and pulling, which increases the rotation. That makes it uber difficult.
Saw the cheer from her coach right along. Is she ever out of breath? I don't think I've ever seen her out of breath.
Yeah, no. It's unbelievable. Yeah, and you're right, you know, especially on, you know, we'll see her on floor later on, and her routine is just so hard, so challenging. And she doesn't look tired after that. I would have been dead if I did the passes she does.
So we wait on the number. Laurent Landy, new coaches, obviously, since the Rio Olympics. Laurent and Cecile Landy, and a different atmosphere, too. And every athlete that trains there talks about how supportive and the communication back and forth, and asking them, how do you want training to go? How should we change things? And they have the ability to have input into that training. So there's the number, 15.133, Nastia.
Yeah, and, you know, I think that first wolf turn, that execution you see is an 8.33. So here it is again. So she is so strong. First one's okay, second one is okay, and this is kind of, you see her shoulders kind of going back and forth a little bit. Most gymnasts would just not even be able to hold on, and they'd have to fall off. No big deal for Simone there.
You know, guys, normally I'm into being in the moment and put your phone away. You don't, I mean, just enjoy it. But when you've got the greatest of all time, you got to take a picture or some video. Everybody with the phone out, and I don't blame them when Simone Biles is out there competing. Wow. Just leave you with a wow.
St. Louis, host of the 1904 Olympic Games, the gateway to the West, and the 2021 path to Tokyo for America's gymnasts. Welcome back. We just saw Simone Biles and her greatness on the beam. When the Olympics were postponed a year, it wasn't a given that Biles, already a four-time Olympic gold medalist, would be at these trials. She returned to competition last month after a year and a half away. Ultimately, the competitive drive has never left. And earlier this spring, Biles told our Hoda Kotb how the significance of her voice as one of the hundreds of the sports survivors of sexual abuse played a role in her decision to return.
What ultimately made you decide to come back and do the Olympics?
Even though deep down I felt that was my peak, I knew I had more to give to the sport for myself, and I felt like I had a purpose, and now I feel like I do, and it's to be a voice for the younger generation, and I feel like I've done that. So I feel like just God called me.
I need a little more on that. What do you mean he called you?
I just feel like everything that happened, and after I came out with the news, if it were to be anybody, I had to come back to the sport, to be a voice, to have change happen, because I feel like if there weren't a remaining survivor in the sport, they would have just brushed it to the side. But since I'm still here and I have quite a social media presence and platform, they have to do something. So I feel like coming back, gymnastics just wasn't the only purpose I was supposed to do.
You came back for that other reason. I didn't know that.
I don't think I knew it either, but I feel like gymnastics wasn't the only thing I was supposed to come back for.
Bring you back inside the dome right now, and Nastia, I think at a very important time, the voice of Simone Biles is very important.
It absolutely is, and she has truly changed the culture of the sport. And I think the most incredible thing is how she is empowering this next generation to be able to speak up and to have that voice.
Yeah, she set an example for other athletes in all different sports. You have some power. You can affect change. Don't be afraid to use your voice.
And part of the reason she is back and competing, and no doubt that voice will continue to be very important in sports and well beyond sports too, as we continue from St. Louis to get started. So Suni Lee, expecting to be there in Tokyo. Two-time U.S. all-around silver medalist, including just a few weeks ago in Fort Worth. And so they're about to start rotation number 3. This right now, a look at her effort in the second rotation on balance beam, guys.
And once again, starts with that wolf turn. Triple turn into a double. So she is able to do it twice, just because the first one is 3 times around, the second one just 2. Gorgeous combination. Doesn't necessarily look as difficult as some of the other combinations, but it really is because of the way she loses sight, just like that skill right there. Loses sight of the balance beam by throwing her head back.
This is pretty difficult also. Wow. That was spectacular right there.
Double twist. You know, I think that might be one of the best beam routines that we have seen from her this season.
And remember what she did on uneven bars. So you put that together with this number, 14.733. She was up above 15 on uneven bars to start. It's the first thing we saw tonight. And the opening 2 rotations, it's Suni Lee leading the way. Simone Biles in second. Now, you got Simone's best event still to come, but that's pretty impressive. Michaela Skinner with that number on vault, and then Jordan Childs. Remember, it was Simone Biles, Suni Lee, Jordan Childs, the top 3 at the national championships a few weeks ago.
Yeah, people at home, don't panic. The GOAT will remain. She's out of this world great on the next 2 events.
But also, let's not take away from what Suni Lee just did on the first 2 events. I mean, those are her strongest 2 events, and she did exactly what she needed to do, especially on that first event, the uneven bars. As we've talked about, she could be the best in the world on that event.
But see, that's where she gets her phone out and takes a screenshot of the standings and says, I am on top of the leaderboard ahead of Simone Biles.
Yeah, she better have. Oh, golly.
So you've got 2 rotations in the books and 2 more to go. And Emma Malibuyo in 11th place after the second rotation. And just a few moments literally ago, her effort on floor.
And that was a really great routine from Emma right there. You see that execution, so 8.1 out of that 10.0.
Talk about the injury she's had in the past. Pretty significant, a back injury and then a Fractured tibia, finally got a chance at the U.S. Championships. Came through. Kayla DiCello, see where she is after 2 rotations. Live look on floor.
Had some uncharacteristic mistakes at the national championships, but Kayla is back on track here tonight.
Glad you knew where that line was. Yeah. I don't know how you did it, but you did now.
I was just about to say that.
You feel good? Yeah, way to go. Man, you had nice rotation. You just got to see it and trust it. Stay on to. Hey, another one. Good job.
Yeah, after her uncharacteristic problems, Kelly Hill told me that we did a lot of work. She said no one's going to love you more if you make an Olympics, and no one's going to love you less if you don't. It's all going to be fine.
So supportive every time we've listened in after every one of these routines. Now,
Tim, that could not be any more true. I love that.
Leanne Wong in 5th place after the 2nd rotation, and her effort on balance beam right there, top 5 in the mix.
This has such tremendous lines. Great toe point, locked legs. Oh. Wow. So we have seen now both the 4th and the 5th competitors from the U.S. Championships both come off the beam. Remember, I said that there were about 6 gymnasts that were about a half a point from each other, fighting for that 4th spot.
The dismount, triple twist. Oh.
Wow.
Just didn't quite have the power.
And there's that number, really disappointing, 11.5 for Leanne Wong. And Tim, that doesn't mean those top 3 that you reference are locks.
No.
It's just what's favored to happen. That's the way you size things up. And then that open spot. You saw that number, a good one a moment ago. Jordan Childs now in 4th after the 2nd rotation. She is one of those top 3 gymnasts, along with Simone Biles and Suni Lee, who you would expect to grab 3 of the 4 team spots.
And she has got just ginormous power on this event as well. She'll do a double layout with a full twist, and she stylizes it. So beautiful to start off her routine. And the flag goes up, and I believe that both of her feet were out of bounds. 1 foot out of bounds, it's a 10th. 2 feet, 3/10 off.
Wow, what a great routine. Besides that opening tumbling pass, which was so difficult, but wasn't able to stay in bounds there.
Cecile Landy, one of her coaches there, she said when Jordan came in, she had so little confidence in herself, made a huge transition, and she looks about as confident as anybody on the floor.
Well, Tim, you go back a few years, a silver medal at the U.S. Championships in the all-around in 2017. She was left off the World Championship team. She was discouraged, maybe even going to give up the sport, and her mom was critical in bringing her back, motivating her, but also Simone Biles, as you take a look, and saying, why don't you come to Texas and train with me?
The line is in. And, well, one of them was definitely out, but I don't think that the judges have the ability to slow it down like that in real time. It's going to be interesting. It'll show up as a neutral deduction.
But, you know, in the big scheme of it, the big picture, stepping out of bounds like that is really not that huge of a deal right here, right now. Of course, when you look at the final results and the all-around standings, the top two are automatic locks. So yes, every single 10th of a point matters. And when the second, third, fourth, and fifth place are so close, you're going to be looking back thinking, I wish I didn't do that.
Besides her coach, it was Simone Biles who greeted her right after that routine. And, you know, came from Vancouver, Washington, moved down to Spring, Texas, trains alongside Simone Biles, who's really been a leader there. And at the U.S. Championships, it was Simone Biles who would talk to her after every routine and basically keep her confidence at a high level, and she's been outstanding this season.
Yeah, she broke down crying after her last routine at the National Championships, and of course Simone telling her how she deserved to be here, how proud she was.
You know, at the beginning of the season, she said something to me that really struck me. I asked her what her goal was for the first competition. She said, going out with 100% of myself. I don't think anyone has ever seen it before. They have now.
She's frustrated that first tumbling pass.
Yeah. Timothy and Gina are parents. Named after Michael Jordan. We've talked about it. Owns about 50 Jordans at home. Got sneakers everywhere. And oftentimes she cannot watch. But she, there you go. Team Chick, because that's her nickname. That's Jordan's nickname.
That's called the mom and dad squirm.
So you see that penalty, the 1/10 right there. So only 1 foot went out of bounds.
13-6 and change. Over to the gymnast in first place after 2 rotations, Suni Lee. What a night it's been for her.
You know, we often talk about peaking at the right time, and Suni Lee is truly doing just that. Earlier on in the season, wasn't quite there, but she has gotten so much stronger as the season has gone on, as we get closer and closer to Tokyo.
Good fight.
Fantastic effort for Suni. She's, you know, recovering from a foot ankle injury, not quite all the way back. Only did 3 tumbling passes, capable of doing 4. There's one of them, but every single time has been getting better and better. Look at the height she's going to get on this. 2 flips, 2 twists, 1 piece of air. Fabulous. She was second best in the world the last time Worlds were contested. But I'm going to bring it up.
Yeah, last year when everything reopened and you were able to go back and train in the gym, a couple of weeks later she broke a bone in her left foot coming down off bars and was in a boot for 4 to 5 weeks, additional 2 to 3 weeks of physical therapy, and then had trouble with her Achilles once she came back. And still it's bothersome, but lately it has felt a lot better. Wait for that number, but next up, Simone Biles, the 7-time U.S. all-around champ. And yes, there is something named after her on floor.
2 things.
Yeah.
So this is just ridiculous. When we first saw this, she's going alongside Eddie Penev. Unbelievable triple twisting, double somersault. Only 2 people competing now that are doing that. It's incredible.
Just the height that she gets is just out of this world. And look at this.
Look at that.
It is just unreal. You know, so often so many people ask, but how and why is she that much better than everybody? And it's moments like this where you actually pause it. It's because of that.
There are some things that she does that you just go, that is not possible. You shouldn't be able to do that. 13.233 for Suni Lee.
That was very interesting. She had a couple of little tiny things in there, but that was much more strict than I thought they were going to be.
There is Simone.
The first Biles, or the one we just saw, is the first pass, and the first skill that was named after her, we'll see it in the second pass. Yeah, I think so too. She's so powerful. A lot of times she can't stay in bounds. That's what I was going to say. She oftentimes is so powerful, she just bounces out of the area of the floor. I don't think there was even one of them in that routine.
And you know, we've seen a lot of athletes have so much more power here. It's a different floor, a speed floor, but look at this tumbling pass. Of course, the Biles triple twisting double back. Like as
on
if
the big
it's
screen
just,
too.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Wow.
Just incredible.
There's so much power. So much getting done. So there's 2 flips. A lot of people can do that. A lot of people, not a lot, but many can do a double twisting double, but she is the only woman to ever do this on floor exercise. 3 twists, 2 flips. That's why, one of the reasons, there are many, that she's the GOAT.
And to be honest, there may have been a few people in the booth who had their phones out too, taking pictures. Woo, indeed.
I think we should see a 15 here. I don't know. 14.95 was her best score at Nationals, but she had 1/10 off in going out of bounds. I think the landings were better here.
On any given night, as a gymnast, you're going to have your A game or not. It's when you don't have it that makes the difference. And I mean, is that true during a routine like that for her as well?
You know, I think for somebody like Simone, and really, there really is nobody like Simone, but for her, it doesn't even matter if she does step out of bounds or she has a mistake. She is that much better than everybody else, both in the difficulty, in the execution. It's the overall package that she has. So going into a competition, she has no competition.
Yeah.
She's competing against herself. She's trying to be better than she was at Nationals at the last competition.
How about that number, guys? 15.366.
Gigantic. It's a great number. Look at that difficulty. 6.8. Wow.
Leave the number up. Just you got to take a picture of that too. Unbelievable, which is an overused word in sports, but guess what? Simone Biles, unbelievable. Wow. Back in St. Louis, a reminder, in addition to our live TV coverage here on NBC, you can check out NBCOlympics.com or the NBC Sports app to stream all individual apparatus so you can see what's going on in real time on all 4. NBCOlympics.com, NBC Sports app.
And it's a card.
Michaela Skinner.
Hi, Dory, I love you.
Yep.
You're beautiful. I worship you. Keep going.
That's what happens at these things. All right, short time to go. Her effort on beam.
And you saw that graphic. She is presently in 3rd place in the all-around. And this right here is her trademark skill. So hard to do it in combination.
Wow, perfect. You know, in talking about Suni earlier, in my opinion, I think she has also, throughout the season, really has been peaking at the right time, has had some mistakes earlier on in other competitions, but so far, so good.
Yeah, Michaela told me, I feel I'm exactly where I need to be. I'm peaking at the right time, and boy, is she ever. She's also capable of doing a full twisting double. Don't know if we'll see that here, or this has already happened. I didn't see it. There it is.
Not making it easy for the selection committee here this weekend.
No, 4th in the all-around back in the trials in 2016, but an alternate for Rio. Wants a ticket to Tokyo. Look at that number. Back with a look at the 18-year-old from Minnesota, Grace Mccallum, as we continue here night 1 of 2 for the women at the U.S. Olympic team trials. Top names like Simone Biles, got 1 event left, the last rotation to close out night 1. Pretty interesting what we've seen so far with Suni Lee being absolutely terrific through 3 rotations, right there at the top with Simone.
Yeah, the top 3. Suni Lee, you know, obviously Simone Biles and Jordan Childs, they have just been rock solid. We said that going in, you know, it's kind of been that way all year long.
What to break with that routine from Michaela Skinner, though. I mean, that's another name. So you got Biles, you got Suni Lee, you got Jordan Childs, those 3 from the championships. But Michaela Skinner right there in the mix. And, you know, Skinner coming back from college and has commiserated with Simone. They've talked about, quote unquote, being old and competing. Out to floor with Grace Mccallum.
Talked to her coach, Sarah. She said she had such a great few weeks of training in between the national championships, coming into the Olympic trials. Once again, struggled with injuries earlier throughout the season and is finally just peaking at the right time here.
That was awesome.
Yeah, coming back with that fractured hand, plate and 7 screws in that hand. All right, Cara Aker, the 18-year-old from Grand Valley, Missouri, and certainly one of those hopefuls, maybe lost some ground the last couple of events, certainly at the national championships. Terrific on beam and still hopeful that she could earn a ticket to Tokyo.
And she is just spectacular on this event when she hits every single element, every single dance move. It just flows so naturally.
In the first day of competition at the 2018 World Championships, she had the 2nd place score to Simone on balance beam. Unfortunately fell off in the finals, but she's got a lot of titles. Pan Am champion on this event.
And a good save there.
Yeah, and that's one of those skills, Nasia. You pointed it out earlier. You toss your head back, you lose sight. It was a great routine. Had that one little bobble, but very strong exercise.
And this would be her ticket to Tokyo, that balance beam. 14.4, the number for Aker, who has been right there, finished 2nd at the U.S. National Championships a couple of times, but 5th this time around. So we'll see if she can be in the mix on night 2. The number for Grace Mccallum, 14.166, as we continue. Look ahead to that final rotation here in St. Louis.
in the mighty Mississippi. We welcome you back. Simone Biles through 3 rotations with the lead over Suni Lee, Michaela Skinner, and then Jordan Childs. The top 4, night 1 of 2. The women will wrap up on Sunday, and then the Olympic team will be set. Remember, the men will have their final day tomorrow. You'll see that in the afternoon on NBC. Joined once again by Lori Hernandez. So we've watched the first 3 rotations and Simone Biles. Can you share some perspective on the difficulty of what Biles is doing, coming back at this point and performing, if possible, better than she did 5 years ago?
Yeah, honestly, I mean, within the gymnastics community, she has such a generational change and effect on all the little girls who are coming up. They're watching her doing these things and going, hey, I think I could do that. And that's why gymnastics gets harder and harder. But she's really paved a big road for everybody.
And we saw the excitement with the floor exercise. 1 more rotation for Simone and all the athletes coming up. We heard from Simone earlier about part of her purpose in coming back. It's a changing time in this sport. Can you have demanding without demeaning coaching? We just talked about this earlier. You were back and competing as recently as a few weeks ago. What's your perspective and what were your experiences on any sort of an evolution in the sport?
Yeah, you know, I've had the really, kind of overdone pushing, and then I've had this new experience of somebody who had a balance, someone who pushed me really hard, but I could feel it was all about the gymnastics and wanted the best for me as a person. And even with what happened at championships, hurt my knee, and I was like, I'm sorry if this was really disappointing. And my coach Jenny was like, what are you talking about? I'm so proud of you. So things like
different.
That is different, unfortunately, but there is a middle. And I think around there worked for me. So.
Do you think the culture can continue to evolve and change for the better?
Yeah, absolutely. As long as coaches are open to it. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of coaches out here on the floor that, like, they're doing the best they can, and I know that their athletes are happy, and they're all excited to compete out here tonight, so kudos to them.
We're hearing that when the coaches and the athletes talk after a routine is done. That's been one of the great parts of the last couple weeks, hearing some of those conversations. Lastly, the board, as we looked at the standings, Michaela Skinner's name is up there. Again, 24 years old, had her college experience, University of Utah, alternate on the Rio team, looking terrific here. What's your impression of what you've seen her do this year?
Yeah, honestly, this being her second Olympic trials, it's really interesting to watch her come back, and honestly, I think that she's even better than she was in 2016. She has just evolved so much, and I'm really curious to see what she's going to do on day 2. That college experience and then coming back into elite, there's a lot to be said for that. So
it's been fun. I get to do this with you on Sunday and watch. This is great. I've been the luckiest one. Thanks, Lori. We've enjoyed it so much. Final rotation of the night coming up, featuring Simone Biles in the vault. Need we say more? Olympic trials continuing from St. Louis, 4 weeks from the start of the games in Tokyo.
U.S. Olympic Gymnastics trials are brought to you by the new movie, The Boss Baby, Family Business. See you July 2nd. By Uber Eats. Tonight I'll be eating Uber Eats. By Facebook Watch. And by Subway. Subway. Eat fresh. Familiar faces.
Some happy moments there.
Hey, how about one of the stories of the night so far? Michaela Skinner in 3rd place after 3 rotations, now on floor. Final rotation.
And potentially this can be a huge routine for us, jam-packed with difficulty. And the great ones get better with the bigger moments, and that certainly was. That's the best routine I've seen Michaela Skinner do ever on the floor exercise.
And how about the night overall? And just put it in perspective, to be a star, 3 years, University of Utah, 161 straight routines hit there, setting a record, coming back to the elite level and doing this.
You know, Tim, to add on to your point, it wasn't even the best routine. It was the best meet of her entire life. And in a moment like this, Terry, the brightest lights. This is the competition that 5 years ago, she showed up to this competition and unfortunately was an alternate for that team. And she said she never wants to be in that position ever again.
All right, over to vault. Simone Biles, what are we expecting?
Greatness, yeah.
Greatness, but she will not be doing the Biles vault here tonight, saving it for Tokyo.
Really good.
Greatness nonetheless.
In the amount of power that she has, and you see her kind of shrug a little bit, not bad.
Well, like you've said over and over again, she is such a perfectionist, and you know, she's unhappy that she took a big hop backwards, but just watch how she just explodes off the table. Half turn on, and look at her body. It keeps going up. 1.5 twists. Great form. Good body position.
So once again, it's not that she just does the highest level of difficulty, but it is the execution in the form. Look at this. Perfect straight body position. Legs are not crossed, just a huge. They are not going to be doing the extremely difficult vault here, playing it a little bit safe, but they are planning to do it in Tokyo. That vault that we saw earlier this summer, Yurchenko, double pike,
which broke
the one that went viral, basically.
Yes. Saw that number.
But really, on this vault, this is phenomenal. She showcases how she is just so much better than everybody else. Watch the rise from the table. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, she's happy with that one. She should be.
I just need a freaking like a floor.
And that's something that she struggles with. She is so good. She has so much power. The only thing that she struggles with is controlling that power. I mean, look how high she gets off of the table.
You know, she's an athlete. She's quick, she's powerful, she's fast. She's great in the air, but she also has tremendous technique. Look at how quick those arms go back, and she is like off that table instantly, which gives her that extra height.
And look at all eyes on her. The other gymnast watching everything, every second she's out there competing.
You know, and by the way, we mentioned that she didn't do the more difficult vault here, but those two vaults are not equally, but a little bit easier. But look at this. Here it was at the U.S. Classic earlier this summer. Just unbelievable first person in the world to do this skill.
Incredible, incredible.
And the danger of it too, the risk involved. When she first thought about doing it, she thought, well, I'll never do it in competition.
Right.
Absolutely, and then all of a sudden, got a little bit easier. She got a little bit more confident, more consistent.
But I have to tell you, Nasia, absolutely, the two vaults, the two easy vaults for Simone Biles would unquestionably have won the Olympics in a month. And she's capable of doing more.
And look at that execution score. That's exactly what I am talking about. Not only the difficulty, but out of a 10.0 and 9.666.
But it goes to, in part, what makes her so great. The fact that she is not satisfied with that.
No, of course not. She wants better landings, but she doesn't need that. She's still the greatest.
So 13.866, Michaela Skinner. Remember, she was right there in the mix in third place after 3 rotations. Might drop her to 4th, we'll see, but certainly right there, and it's been a tremendous evening here. All right, how about Jordan Childs was watching Simone Biles every step of the way, and a moment ago, her vault.
And she can explode as well.
Twisted double twist there. She is capable of doing an even more difficult vault.
Yeah, the same one that we just saw Simone do.
But great execution for her as well.
And a high number, and normally vault is higher, and you thought she would have a chance maybe to pass Michaela Skinner in third place in this fourth rotation, and she has with that number. Both really impressive, though.
There you go.
Turning into a fan right now, and the fans absolutely adore her. It's a true statement. We are. It's her world.
And honored to be living in it.
At CDW, we get your IT.
And back inside the Dome in St. Louis. A reminder, all of our Olympic hopefuls here today started at a local club or tryout. Why not get your kid involved in gymnastics? You can find clubs for kids of all skill levels at sportsengine.com/gymnastics. Search for local gymnastics program. So we continue here. Suni Lee in second place after 3 rotations, and a moment ago here, her effort on vault in the final rotation.
And this was the biggest event for her to come back from with that injury to her leg. But once again, just like Suni has been, each time we see her come out, she's a little bit better.
And Nastia, the more you see her, the more you feel like you can count on her, too.
Absolutely, and that comes with peaking at the right time, having a little bit more time to train and get confident enough to perform the way that she has tonight.
So 14.4, the number for Suni Lee. How about Jade Carey? We talked about her at the start of the night, wrapping up an individual spot. The World Vault silver medalist. Go back to that opening rotation and her effort on vault.
Same vault we saw Simone do on her second one, called an AMNR. Great bounce off the table. World-class landing.
Probably the best I have ever seen her do.
It was the best that I've ever seen her do, for sure. I agree.
How about that number 15.2 on that? That was early on this evening here as we continue with the final rotation. Olympic team trials, night 1. That's where everything will be decided. The men were great, by the way.
Absolutely fantastic. Much improved from the U.S. National Championships that happened a few weeks ago.
All right, how about Jade Carey? We saw that vault from earlier tonight, and going to wrap things up here at the end of night 1. Guys, what do you think? She's wrapped up an individual spot, but she could still, I mean, theoretically at least, capture one of those 2 top spots, lock up a team spot. There's been some criticism. What do you make of that?
I think it's ridiculous. First of all, we don't even know if she would have done that, and every little kid dreams of going to the Olympic Games, and you want to compete on Team USA. What's wrong with that?
I completely agree. And she said, you know, it was pretty emotional talking about it, and her saying that she just needed to say that because it was just becoming a distraction, unfortunately.
And her dad told me before this floor routine that they were going to go real easy. Real easy for Jade is like super hard for just about everybody else in the world, though. Wow, just an abundance of power.
And you know, you really could not have said that any better. Easy for Jade is a lot of people in the entire world cannot even do that opening tumbling pass ever. Let alone just watering that routine down a bit.
So that was a full twisting double layout. In Fort Worth, we saw her do in training a triple twisting double layout. Never been done before. Only a couple of men have done that. We'll see that in Tokyo, I'm sure of it.
And if she does do that in Tokyo, that of course will be named after her. Here's the double layout with a full twist. Adds 2 more twists to that. So of course, for a skill to be named after someone, they have to perform it at an international competition like the World Championships or Olympic Games.
And just to further that point, what we were talking about, if she were to capture one of those 2 spots and accepted it, it would mean the U.S. would give up a spot, her individual spot that she's already earned. But of course, it would allow her to have a chance to win a gold medal in the team event.
Absolutely. It's, you know, her best 2 events are floor exercise and vaulting, and those happen to be Simone Biles' best events too. So, you know, everybody's fighting for a silver.
But how about Grace Mccallum in 5th place after the 3rd rotation and a moment ago on vault?
A different person here in St. Louis. From start to finish, so much more confident. Big number, 14.633.
Talked about how much work she has put in the few weeks since the national championships to here, and it has shown.
Thank you.
So into 5th right now, just checking the numbers, and about a 1/10 of a point behind Michaela Skinner. And remember, this all sets up night 2, Sunday night, when everything will be decided. Competition will end, and then the selection committee will take some time to decide and name those remaining spots.
Saw some of that selection committee walking into the building earlier today and asked how they were doing, and they said, you know, right now we're okay. Ask us again Sunday night and we might have a different answer for you.
But so much of it though nowadays is based on numbers, computers, and things, the evidence to back up choices. Charlize Jones in 8th place after rotation number 3 on floor.
Fantastic routine from Charlize. Has a very original mount and such tremendous power. Great to see that routine.
18-year-old from Westerville, Ohio. We've talked about parents, seen a lot of parents here tonight, and her dad has dealt with a number of different very serious health issues, and that's a floor routine that she says is